Let's get into it. So we got the Dow Jones Industrial Average had its best week of 2024 so far with a 2.16% gain. It was also the index's fourth weekly gain in a row. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite also had winning weeks, added 1.85% and 1.14% respectively. Investors have been enthusiastic lately since Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated rate hikes are likely off the table, but some of the exuberance was kept in check after consumer sentiment data released Friday morning showed a big uptick in inflation expectations. The next test will come with the release of April's consumer price index, which is due this Wednesday. All right, so as you know, it's Money Monday, not a whole lot going on because, again, on the calendar and the U.S. economic reports, and we just don't have anything major lined up today. Just you just got some couple speakers on panel, I think, at 9 o'clock that started already. But besides that, tomorrow is going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, important time, right? Because we got the price producer price index, PPI year over year, core PPI. Etc. So yeah, just another day where we just kind of dip our toe, and get a feel for how the temperature is for the market. All right. TBGN, let's get into it. This is currently the top third gainer, and right now it is trading at $1.39. Looks like we hit a high of $1.70 here in the pre-market. That is considered the high, so we'll be watching for that lower high area to start breaking up. You could probably look for these lower low areas to kind of look for a balance level, because you can see here every time it goes to do these lower low areas, that's where the buyers come in, and then they try to pop it back up towards the upper trend line here. But I would say definitely keep an eye on for that VWAP near that $1.50 level. Let's take a look into the company itself, TBGN, and see what is going on here this morning. USA, a biotech company, 14 million flow, and we don't have any new news this morning. Okay, so let's see the 52-week high. It's a lot higher than where it's at, which is like in the 20 range. Looks like there is a new financing news. Okay, so stock is up on a $50 million in new financing. So they secured that $50 million from a current investor. So that's what kind of brought this heavy volume so far for Monday here. So that's what we got here on TBGN. So keep that in mind. So there's probably something that I still would like to see on TBGN if we can. I would say the first line that I want to see a break is going to be the 144 line. So if we can get the 144 on TBGN, that would be nice for a quick scalp up towards 155. So again, it's just been a little bit slower on small caps with the earnings season, but I will mention TBGN 1.44 candle break line is going to be the first line that'll be worth watching. All right, just want to make sure. Can somebody in the chat just make sure? Can you just make sure everything's good, guys? Can someone mention that you guys can hear me on the chat, so I'm not talking by myself? Can anyone hear me on Zoom? Mic test 1 2 1 2. Just type it in the Discord if you guys can hear me on Future Share Stock Chat. Okay, cool. So CNI says you can hear me, and Beast Mode's typing. So all right, yeah, that's that for TBGN. Next stock is going to be let's get into GME here. This is the GameStop, and obviously it is up this morning, and it seems like to me the what's his name, Roaring Kitten thing. All right, seems like the meme dude that started the whole skyrocketing on the GameStop is apparently has returned. So we don't know if that's going to be really starting the meme stocks all over again this week, but so far, I mean, not a bad pop on GME. So I was personally looking for earlier at the 25 range here, but it's just kind of already took off. So I have old lines here from our previous GameStop day era. So we got 2655 line here that I have. So that would be the next resistance line. And then you got all the way up to 2720 to 2750. So there is still some more room if we are able to see the 2655 area break. So I will actually look for a play there if we can get that 2655, and I want to get a nice 27 at least And you know what? If we decide to keep on going, then maybe we can see even more up towards $30. But let's take it step by step here this morning. Just riding the 10 EMA on GME here. So as you know, GameStop is not your little typical penny stock. It's 266 million in float. USA, what do you call it? Like specialty, it's a retail, gaming company. So we'll be keeping an eye on that line there, 26.55, folks. Okay. All right, moving forward here, I got another stock on the watch list is going to be ACIU, top second gainer currently, and trading at $3.36 a share at the moment. Earlier, we did get a nice trade to start off the morning from 365, and we did hit PT to all the way up to 391 or so. So nice little trade, but right now it's below VWAP. So mainly just watching for the VWAP roll again on ACIU. Let's take a look at the company itself real quick on ACIU. This is a Switzerland biotech company at a 57 million float, and looks like we have couple press releases on this. Looks like Takeda pays this company 100 million upfront for Alzheimer's drug as phase 2 readout nears. License agreement. I mean, there's a couple of news here this morning, also reporting their first quarter 2024 financial results. So their earnings also did come out. So there's several PR headlines looks like for this company. But like I said, I'm be watching for the VWAP roll on ACIU. The candle break line for me on this one would be looks like, well, I have a line of 331 right now. So that's going to be support line. And really, honestly, like I'm not going to be interested in trading this unless it breaks a VWAP. So that's what I'll be mainly watching for. Market's going to open up here in a minute. Man, time is flying by so fast. So we covered TVG and ACIU GME. Just needs to watch for CCG and then INKT. So CCG, this one right now doesn't have a whole lot going on. Let's see, where's that at? 232. Okay. So right now, same thing here. We'll be watching for the VWAP roll on CCG, and then I'll be watching for the same thing here for INKT. Okay, so just keep your eyes on for INKTs to see if it's going to be able to continue to get a VWAP roll later when the volume comes in. All right, here we go, folks. Market is now open, and let's get it. I'm going to keep the Holly volume where it's at because if you just want to hear Holly, you can hear it fine, I think, on the Discord. I'm going to keep it relatively low for those that are on Zoom. Let me know how it goes, guys. Give me some feedback. It's our first time doing this, and it's a recorded. So for those that do miss it, we will upload it. All right, so right now you got NQ kind of got a little dip here. By the way, GME, we got a little bit of that candle break that needs to happen still. It didn't happen yet, so we need to get that 26.55 out of the way, become support. Or if you want to go back and buy the dip, it's going to be 24.75 line here that I have. If you round it up, it'll be 25, but I have a line at 24.75 as well. Somewhere between that, if you want to wait for the dip or wait for the candle break right there at the 25.55. With NQ today futures, we don't have a whole lot of news going on. So I'd say right now, what I'll be mainly watching for is, okay, if the bulls really want it, let's kind of see it for that overbought territory one more time, get near. I think this is already kind of a higher high now. And we have not seen this thing, really going past above the overbought territory today. So I think we're going to see this thing once cracking. It'll be a nice short, in my opinion. And it's already kind of already starting, don't you think, here? Getting a little bit of that crack already here. So I like to see that full pullback again. Trend line cracking right now at the moment. You still have, 2 minutes and 22 seconds on this. So it looks like the body, it seems like every time it wicks down, it keeps coming up a little bit. So the bulls are still trying to hold on up a little bit here. But I think, you know, it's basically the same thing that we see a lot on Mondays is it's just kind of runs up the whole time and pre-market steady and then market opens on up. You get that, you know, that pullback that you want to see, you know. Is it just me or is my thing lagged? That's so interesting. Something doesn't look right here. I don't know what's going on, but something is off on my futures chat. Can somebody tell me where the NQ is at right now at the moment? Okay. Yeah, something's not right here because I'm looking at so confused right now. Okay, so we're fine here, I guess. It's obviously cracking. That's what it should do. Okay, is this where we're at, or is this at 18,322 right now? Seems like to me this is more real time, right? So yeah, what you guys see on the chart is good. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, we talked about the short, so the short's working great. So okay, so we wicked down to 290. All right, so GME, we're coming up, guys. So watch for that GME here. All right, so with NQ right now, we got the 50 EMA here as resistance. We want to continue to see that lower highs. The GME looking pretty good here. Just gotta wait for the unhalt at 940.46. So 940.46 will be the unhalt time. Currently that is the #1 gainer. So very nice there. ACIU, nope, not much volume here. CCLD did get a little bit of a pop back up towards that VWAP. But mainly let's just kind of focus on GME since that seems to be the tension grabber today. RSI is very bearish. We are getting towards that oversold territory, excuse me. But VWAP kind of held for now and bounced. So let's see if the trend line here continues to hold or not. If it cracks, then it will continue to crack down. Okay, NQ is still down, but right now we're waiting for the GME to get on halted here very shortly. So we're still making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, GME looking great, guys, for the small cap guys, or I mean, the stock guys here. GME's obviously not a small cap, but looking good. Okay, so we're back out down to the pink deadline. GME looking great. At this rate, we might just see that $30 next here. So looking great on the 26.55 breakout entry here. Looking great. NQ, just stay bearish, folks. We're going to get this thing pummeled all the way down so far to the deviation 2 line. And at this rate, we might go down just a little bit, just like how we've seen for the favor for the bulls here up here. Okay, so we got GME looking good. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait for the halt at 9:47.24. All right, so we're still making lower highs, lower lows. Remember, the bulls for NQ did get up near pretty much a deviation 2 line. So I would think that the bears are going to want theirs to close near this dev 2 line as well. Okay, so another lower high candle. So we should be making a new low. Okay, there it is, another new low, folks. Again, easy money Monday, wake up, market opens, go ahead and short it once the trend line cracks. GME, beautiful morning for stock guys here from the 26.55, and we are gonna be waiting for the unhaul at 9:47.24 seconds. So that means that we got about 1 minute and 24 seconds to go till it unhalts. Okay, so we're still looking good here for the shorts. Now, keep in mind, we are getting quite there on the over, over sold territory. So buyers are gonna look for that new entry again. So they're gonna try to get back up towards that pink dev line. Pretty good start to the morning here. Just there was a little bit of hiccup on my end because for some reason my end chart versus the chart that's showing on Zoom was different. So I was kind of freaking out there for a little bit. Okay, so we are approaching here to the next line at 18,245. Just know that we are kind of getting there to that oversold territory. Okay, GME looking beautiful. 31.34 is the up halt next. So 32.13. Next up halt. Up. Back slightly. Still right in the 10 EMA. GME 32.13. Up halt. Currently showing. Now they kind of moved it down to 31.70. It's interesting there. Let's see here. 31.70 up halt showing. Looking great. Great star here, guys. And not yet. Then guess let's see if it sticks. Okay, still lower highs, lower low. We're gonna need to kind of still bearish right now at the moment. Looks like it still wants to continue the downtrend here at the moment. Unless it decides to do a higher low here. So GME, we did get halted at 31.70. Okay, it looks like it is starting to do a little bit of a test at that trend line again. We need to see if it's going to actually pierce through or if it's going to be a rejection there. Okay, so 54.20. So we still have, a couple more minutes here till GME gets unhalted. Seems like COS is something to keep an eye on the sidelines, since COS is coming up towards that $5 area there. Could be a nice one there if it does decide to break. I think COS is also a meme stock, so I'm gonna keep a close eye on that 470 line there just in case. CCLD is testing VWAP, guys, so watch for the VWAP roll on CCLD on the side note there.
WTI, NRDB, HUYA, LMNT, AMCS, GRPN, HLF, FBRR.
And right now, watching NQ for the RSI to curl up. I'm kind of waiting for the next candle at this rate, and then see if it's going to actually reverse. Otherwise, we are probably going to see a continued lower highs and lower lows if this doesn't budge, if it doesn't wedge out of this trend line. Like I said, CCLD is testing the VWAP and getting for the VWAP roll. Where if you look back at the let's pull up CCLD because it is getting that VWAP roll. We got 206 line here that I have. That's going to be the resistance line, meaning that bulls are going to need to build home at 206 here, meaning the Heikin-Ashi body candlestick need to hold above that line. And then you got a shot at 268 pre-market high earlier. Okay, you got about 35 seconds left for the NQ to determine what's going to happen here for the next candle. Okay, 5 seconds to go. Let's see the next candle here. Okay, so RSI candle is starting to wedge out a little bit here. That's good to see. So it looks like bulls are trying to take back charge.
NTPL, Ryan, UPST, OGI, AMCS, RSI, GRPN, AMIS, EXPI, WMRBY, AMCS, HLI, SINMD.
Okay, so GME, we're gonna have to wait for another unhaul.
WGS, VIPs, CCLD, CCLDL, CCLDL, skin. HUYA, ETLO, I, Merit, BGFP, MRGS, PSTWR, NTLA, Yeti, Big, TAOE, NNOS, IMNR, NRUS, Gold.
CCLD 201 there. Remember 206 are gonna need to become support, and it just became a wick into it. So you're gonna need to watch out there. Looks like right now shorts are still trying their best here right now, but you still have full 3 minutes on this candle here. So let's see.
Finance, WRBY. ANLS, House, File, LPSN, CGSPI, OGI, CGC, W, UPST, NTLGGS, JWR, PLL, FNKO, FNKO, SSP, GLE, MRUS. BFL, ALPS, cost.
Looks like right now a lot of wicks down and then pulls back up. So just keep that in mind. We saw that a lot earlier today. Wicks and pulls back up pretty violently. So Don't fall for it. I'm mainly going to stick to the RSI, really mainly closely watching that indication today. Overall, this trend line is still holding. If it decides to climb up and close above that, like I said, you have full 3 minutes. Now you got less than 2 minutes left, and then this could still close green and continue the uptrend. So let's keep an eye on that closely because we did reach the oversold territory, excuse me. So
Top, Vion. Wow. NTLA, FNKO. Five, Faust. CRVHSAI. NGG, 4, AMLX, BFBX, BTYNs. NGG, APLD.
okay, so 9:59, 43 seconds. So meaning we got about 40 seconds now before GME unhalts. Look at that NQ right there. Like I said, don't get faked out. Just look at the previous wick patterns, and then you'll find out some nice blues clues for you to, exit safely and not fall for these type of moves. It's so oversold here. You don't want to be risking shorting as you see a crack. You don't want to fall and be a faked out trader on the short side and you get wick back up, or you know what I mean. So don't be patient. Again, today is just a take a nice easy day. Don't expect crazy day, but with coming in every day starting on the first day of the week, on lower expectations, you'll be surprised that it's way better that way. 3670 is up right now on GME. It is blowing up. Looks like the meme stock could be really getting a rally this week if this continues. So we gotta move up towards the VWAP just now.
GLB Brothers. SEG.
Okay, so right now we're making higher lows again in this trend line. We broke out of the downtrend line on NQ, so it makes sense. You just got a little lick into the VWAP. GME got halted again, so it got halted 10 o'clock and 9 seconds. So at 5 minutes, everyone halt 10:05, 9 seconds. So congratulations for all the traders that got in on GME. This has been a great #1 trade this morning in our latest play.
Top, bro. Top, BSCO, top, OB, top, Ryan.
Dang it. Kind of missed out on costs. Was looking for that 470 area on costs. Totally missed it.
Top, TPS,
And it's halted up right now to 512.
top.
That's all good. Sometimes, it takes a little bit more focus on one thing to get better results. I didn't want to, take my focus away from GME because right now, if you look at the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks on GME, it's all green, riding all 10 EMA, not a single bearish signal. So I'd rather focus here and squeeze out as much as I can instead of, taking little pennies and then just moving on over. Some of you guys might want to do that, multitask, but I'm already multitasking this and NQ, so don't think it's a good idea to keep juggling more stocks here. So and more things. So we got VWAP, great results right now, higher lows. I think we need to watch out for the 14 EMA here next on the NQ. As you know, the typical rule is you see that, pull back at the market opening when, it has been uptrending, and then, cracks, pulls back, and then somehow it starts like, bouncing back up once it gets oversold. And then you usually got to watch for that 14 EMA area. So I would look at the 14 EMA to 50 EMA. Let's use this line here, 18,300 line there. If we round it up, that's a pretty good solid resistance next coming on up. Yeah.
Chop.
CCLD also just got a $2 rebreak. So yeah, my top 3 stocks I'll tell you right now is GME, Class, and CCLD are top 3 stocks right now that I'm watching. I'm playing GME, but Class and CCLD are top 3 still. Top 3 stocks right now for me.
CR Tech.
INQ looking great, coming up to the 14 EMA, looking good. Take it step by step. And we are approaching that 14 EMA now.
Cargo. RSI. AWST, BMR, SDGR, Court. SHCO, SMIC, BTR, WGS, TLA, NNOX, GPCR, BTAI, AMTX, SHOP, WW, LGRS, EVGO, DLAB, CRSP, JKSM, EPS, LDI, BMRS, NRUS, GPCR, MES, BCR, SIM, LMNT, ASAM.
Okay, so we could just hit up towards that line at 18,300. Like I said, that's going to be the next resistance line. And GME, we just got on halt. Now you're showing 34.87 down halt. Okay, nice pullback after hitting 18,300 area of resistance on NQ, and we should obviously try to pull back a little there. So we're back down to the halt 34.87. Okay, there we go. Nice pullback. The usual short, right? You sell into the 14 EMA after a huge, nice oversold bounce, and then cover, right? Into the next line right here at 18 to 85. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, for those that didn't see the email that went out over the weekend, we did throw out a kind of like I guess since it was Mother's Day weekend, we threw out a gold membership sale. So if you guys ever wanted to get on board on the gold membership side, we have 50% off for annual membership. So for $5,000 a year, you're getting it for $2,500. And for the monthly, for the $500 a month is now you can get it for $350 a month. So take that deal. It's gonna be the coupon code is gonna be turned off, I think, soon. So take a look at that email. If you didn't get the email, you can reach out to me or Cousin Eddie, and we can get you set up for that. All right, so still higher lows on NQ. We got the 18,300 level of still resistance. You can see the RSI is still bullish. So, you know, the bulls are still trying to hold up this area here. We just got to really get that body above the VWAP for us to continue that another higher high. But look at what this is doing right now. We're almost like, you know, made a slightly lower high at this time. You still have 2 minutes and 25 seconds, or I guess technically 2 minutes since for some reason. I still haven't figured out why this is off by 30 seconds. Actually, I think it now is even more off. It's not even up 30 seconds. It's off by more, but
BLMF, SG, LMNT, NTLA, SFIS, HLF, AMCX.
okay, at the moment, you got about 1 minute left on this candle. I'm gonna wait for the confirmation here, guys, to see if ANQ is gonna be able to pierce through and become 14 EMA as support. Because right now you can see the 14 EMA starting to kind of curl back up almost. So I'm waiting for that confirmation here. Well, it looks like CCLB's gone. Really wish that I got back at that $2 there, but it is what it is. So CCLD costs, those are part of the top 3 gainers. Right now, GME has been the #1 play here this morning. So GME, watch for the unhalt here in about 1 minute. Okay, testing the trend line here. This is where bulls are trying to see if it's going to build support here. It's going to be an important line. I'm going to put a line there as well. You know, ATR isn't like crazy high today, so it's like at 16. So meaning, you know, each 5-minute candle you can expect about 16 points or so on average. It's not bad. Better than, you know, I want to see at least above 10, so that's good for, you know, start of the week. But all right, let's see if it's actually closes below or out of the trend line. Because again, we've been seeing that quite a few times today, where it wicks down and then pulls back up. So that's been sort of a tricky thing that, you know, you got to kind of quickly realize and wait for that confirmation and not get faked out. So GME right now, we did get unhalted and pulling back. 30.88 is now the down halt. 30.88 is seeing it right now. See if it holds that 30.88. Now it's 30.29. Up pulse 33.48. Testing the 10 EMA. Needs to bounce here for the bulls. I mean, you know, it's fine for the, you know, it makes sense for the shorts to short into that 38 area there because it was such a 10 EMA extension there. It was really overbought. So got a nice pullback now. Let's see if the Heikin-Ashi bodies hold the 10 EMA here and decides to get that bounce. If it starts, again, if it's building 18,291 as resistance here on NQ, you will see this thing crumbling back down. So just keep that in mind, FYI. Right now it's holding the 200. You don't want to see the 200 crack. Otherwise, we're going to start this downtrend all over again. So keep an eye on it. Still got full 3 minutes on this candle. Looks like we are making lower highs and lower low here to the 25 EMA on GME. And the halt down is 30.29.
AMCX, BERB.
Okay, so we are halted down to 29.99.
Nest, HROWNCS, Horn, House, EJH, HCRSB, Mass, SRTGS, and Mass, HLF, Mass, ASRT, EBS. PRM, RDW, BLT, HURA.
Yeah. I would watch cost for the $5 break here. Still holding a 200 EMA. Look at that wick and bounce again. It's just that kind of day today. So please wait for that confirmation. If you're trying to short today, there's a little bit of that wig. It looks like it's going to crack and then it kind of pulls back up. So I want to make sure all my Prosperity members see that and not fall into a victim of that. Because a couple of those fake out trades and you keep selling a cover for a loss, you're gonna it's gonna add up. Oh, cost is just no, cost is murdered. $5 was just a short into it, looks like. So we'll have to wait. CCLD is also getting a little toppy there, by the way. If you're looking for a short on CCLD, all these stock now, the GME's kind of pulling back up, pulling back down. Same thing could happen with these type of stocks. So watch for the extension and short. I mean, it's getting pretty up there, man. This is where you see there. Nothing can just go forever up forever, right? So watch CCLD for shorts. They're already making lower highs here. So just keep that in mind. Costs, yeah, not interesting unless it's get back above $5. Yeah, just a regular day in the park again. Looks like it kind of wedged out, but once again, it held a 200, and that's the top. That's the thing I'm talking about. The wicks, those wicks get you if you. All right, now we got the 18,300 that we got to pierce through. The RSI didn't cross down yet. Did not cross down below the average line yet. You still got a full 4 minutes on this. So you can use the VWAP as the body support and the resistance at 18,300, 14 EMA / 15 EMA as well. So, all right, 15 more minutes and then we're going to take a stretch break because it's going to be 10:30. Usually the lowest profit day for me is usually on Mondays. Why do you think that is? Because you didn't trade Saturday, you didn't trade on Sunday, so you need to take Mondays as a warm-up day. You got to do plenty of stretches before you try to just sprint right off the bat. Otherwise you're gonna get hurt. So for me personally, I like to take it easy on Monday and then start pushing on Tuesdays and then close off the week. Take the foot off the gas just a little bit on Wednesday and then a little bit more again on Thursday. And then, depending on how the Friday looks, I'll make my decision. But usually it's fast money Friday for a reason. Make money as quickly as possible early on Friday and GTFO. All right. Let's see if it makes it is making a higher high from this bottom, so we should be coming up higher on NQ now, as the pattern is showing higher lows and higher highs. We just need to now make 18,300 as the birdie's new nest home. What do you think it happens if it doesn't build the nest at 18,300? Well, the mama bird's gonna have to let go of some of the babies, and yeah. And there's a video, I think of a bird, like mama bird. There's 3 new hatchlings, and there wasn't enough food for the third baby bird, and the mama bird had to unfortunately kick off the nest and sacrifice the third birdie so that the 2 birdies can live. I don't know why, that just made me thought of it. Anyways, we need to make sure, yeah, the 18300 now becomes support, as in the nest needs to build. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Personally, this is not where I want to enter. I'm going to wait for the next candle. It does look like, though, since the Bulls got, or the Bears got their deviation 1 line, the Bulls are hungry to get their deviation 1 line as well at the way that this is going right now. I think it's going to determine on how this RSI, the next candle, is going to appear. Because if it starts cracking below that average line, then yeah, I think we're going to start doing that, you know, downtrend again back to the oversold territory. Okay, so now if you guys want to get back on GME, it is starting again at the 25 EMA. It actually started at 31 breaks. So staying above 31 is good for GME. So 31 to 32 coming on up. 31.98 is the uphold. 31.98 uphold showing on GME. I'm gonna put a line at 31. This is our new Blues Clues, guys. 31 is now officially your current support on GME. So if you're trying to look for a new entry, you gotta use the 31 now as support. And we're halted at that line, like I said, 31.98. So now count down 5 minutes from now, and it should be what, 10:24 or 10:25:06 as the on hold time. Okay, so right now it looks like the RSI is still showing up, meaning we could see another fake wick down again and then pull back up. So let's see if that continues to be so. A lot of lines in this area today. You know, ATR is not even above 20 today, so you know it's good to have those lines tight. Just trade line to line again.
EBS, TPIC, WWW. CTLX. Oh, yeah, SGD, Nari.
Okay, NQ still bullish. We're not seeing any really bearish signals right now, guys. So the question is, are the bulls are going to be able to build a 14 here as support, or if it becomes resistant, then shorts are going to take over and just try to crack that trend line there. Just a friendly reminder, every day in the market, when you wake up and you come to the trading station, right? Hopefully your mind is positive and everything, you know, you're ready to, you know, seize the day. Always have that, you know, market analysis mindset. Just do a, you know, review on, okay, what does the market look like? What's the news or anything that we need to be watching out for, right? So be informed about the market trends and news every single day. It doesn't take like an hour at all. It just takes, you know, a few minutes out of your day just to look in the morning and read it up and see, okay, this is what's going on. Okay, got it. Okay, well, tech stocks are taking a hit. So NASDAQ, I'm going to expect to be bearish day today. So forth and so forth, right? So market analysis, get an idea of what the market day is going to look like. Also, you want to get just a brief idea of what the next day is going to look like, you know, so you know how to be kind of play, how to adjust your temperature. Make sure that you are, so just a regular day to make sure that you're managing your emotions such as fear and greed well while you're trading. Okay, you gotta know, like, okay, I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. If you're at a 5, yeah, I'm not so sure today. Maybe, Mother's Day or something was very emotional for you, and the next day you're still being emotional. You gotta make sure that you don't overtrade today. So stuff like that. This is a small little example. You gotta learn to obviously overcome these psychological challenges in trading. And if you do see them, write them down. Write them down in a journal, and make sure that that is your leak that you got to fix this week. And make sure. And there's a higher high right now on NQ, still bullishness. Like I said, there's not a single bearish signals yet, so stay bullish, right? So we're still bouncing nicely here on NQ, looking great. Like I said, I think the bulls are trying to get their pink dev line. So it comes to the next line now on NQ, all the way up to the 18309 line. So we talk about every day, look at the market, do an analysis, look at the macro, okay, market, right? And then risk management. So important. Like, how am I going to approach my risk management today, right? How am I going to risk it today? Is today a great day to take a little extra risk or maybe tight risk, tight stops? That depends on your analysis and what you believe is to be true. So, and stick to it. Right now, we got another new candle and it's still showing being bullish. We just got to now pierce through the next line at 18309. We have another line at the 14 or 15 line there. So let's see. Actually, the 17 line, 18317 is the pink dev line. So like I said, bulls are going to want that line there. So going back to the risk management side, right? Like, depending on, let's say if you're on stocks, how much percentage of the portfolio are you gonna risk on a single trade today, right? And ask yourself why. Why am I gonna do that today? Right now, still higher lows. NQ's green. Overall market is healthy. It's in the green today. RSI still bullish. So we're looking good for the bulls. GME still rolling. 3411 is now your up pulp. You can see that the 31 became support and still building higher lows from there. So that's good to see. So you kind of want to make sure that GME continues to do that nice, beautiful uptrend there. And besides that, I mean, that's about it, really. CCLD came down really nicely. Same thing with cost. In fact, cost, it's coming down to the 200 EMA now. So maybe if you are interested in that, I personally think it needs to come all the way down to the 500 EMA on cost. So I'll be watching for the 500 EMA because that was the last time it did go as low as 500 EMA and then start bouncing. So that's what I'll be watching for. Still got 2 minutes and 40 seconds on NQ body, so still got plenty of time. Still GME looks like we're starting to get back down to 31. That 31 is going to be where the buyers are going to try to re-enter again. Look at that, how it just came all the way down to 31 again, right? So 31 and then bounce up to 31.84 here. 32.40, they're raising the bars again. 34.11 is the up pull. Buyers came back in at 31 there. That was your buying opportunity once again. You can see here the 4TMA curled up. So the bulls are still holding this area and they're going to try to push it up as high as they can. Dun, 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 dun. 38, 22, 31. Let's see if there's any new Blue's Clues on GME here. And looks like there is another new Blue's Clue. So what I want to see is 32.15 here now support. So 32.15 is going to be my next line. Okay, 10 seconds on this NQ until the next candle, and then it should continue to, open up higher lows. That's what you want to see. This candle right now testing the 14 EMA. We're gonna need to see that area hold. You got 34.11 still up pulse showing on GME. It looks like it might test down to the VWAP on NQ. Remember, it's all that wick again. It's that wick action again. Wick and then bounce back up. So let's see what happens there. RSI didn't cross down just yet.
Double bar. Empty. JKS. TPIC.
Looks like the trend line did crack, so we are falling down.
Right.
GME is still just riding the 10 EMA. This candle could still be a big wick back up, guys. Again, just saying from the previous times. Okay, we're looking. GME's got another Blue's Clues line here. Hold on. Yeah, 32. Yeah. Okay, it's 10:30 right now, so I do want to kind of take a little mini break here, but overall,
PLL. PDG. SGD. Play. HNST. JBGS.
Watch for the 3265 candle break line here on GME, and I think we should be able to get a nice continuation, but it needs a candle break above that line. Big wick back. I mean, this is just, you know, still. I'm gonna wait for the next candle to you know, this determine what's gonna really happen here next, because it could decide to make a little bit of a higher low again from this. GME 3265 line bender. Watching very closely there.
HNS double. EYEN. Sorry. JBLD, ADTN. PLL,
Let's go ahead and get rid of these old lines.
SRT. Double. BCYT, EBS. LIDR, same.
The Bulls didn't really get their touch into the pink deadline yet. So it could be still a teaser, because look at the Bears, they did get their pink depth touch once, twice, and 3 times. In fact, maybe 4 times, but on the Bull side, it still hasn't. So I'm still going to be a little bit watching that for the potential, but it's got to hold at 200, which it is right now still.
UPST. Sign. SPWR. TRP. WSL. SGT. QH. OFGN. YEL. PLL. ZIP. FIBN. West. SRRK. ATN. SL. West.
Okay, so back at the 14 EMA here, it needs to look at curl back up here out of the downtrend line there at that trend line on NQ, and then we should be able to test that pink deadline there after that. And right now we are getting still a little bit of that down lower high rejection at the moment. Needs to hold this 200 EMA. GME still not being able to get that line yet, but 31 is support. So 31 cracks on GME, we will most likely see a lower low from the high today, that is. So
BTNR, BGS, AHR, ZIP, ASAN. Where? CRK.
bulls are gonna need to pierce back above the 18,300 line, and then this will continue to be back on up on the higher, the still making a higher high. So they still have a shot. We just need to get back above 18,300 right now on NQ. About 2 minutes left on the candle. So once it starts wedging out above that line, then you should see that 18,317 line there. That's a pink deadline where that's at right now.
HNS. SCYS, GRWG, SGD, BLFS. AMN, Where, SEDG. Play. Port, CNTL, OMGA. Harry, LFST. ACD. SOM, BC. ELTA, ELDM, SHOP. BGS, OTACO, AVXL, TACO. RNA. IREN. SSYS. Sorry. LMNT. CRSP. LPSN, OB.
So Jamie, hold it down. We're gonna wait for the now 20 minutes to 11 a.m. ripper dip time setups. So we got 20 more minutes till 11 a.m. rip or dip time.
XPOF. MEOH. FBRR. OB. JKS. Corn. Bridle. Shot. TTOL. TRUB. PLTK. TACO. Parrot. AMN. NUD. TACO. TRUP. OMGA. PD.
Okay, NQ tested the 200 again, the trend line. Watch for the wicks.
SRTS. SRTS. SSYS. XMTR. APS. BTNR. Briley. BCYT. NOAA.
Wicked up, wicked down, and then straight back up. That's what I'm talking about. Watch out. I think the Bulls are going to try to swipe back up personally because they just want that pink deadline. I mean, technically, it is their turn to get it. So that's why you got to stay patient and make sure that you wait for the confirmation. So it's anyone's game right now. Bulls can still come back in at it. Yeah, CCLD. You know what? It's never too late on this guy. This guy still has some spark left. I think there's still a little bit more room left here. So I would like to see CCLD. Get that nice
BRZ shot.
you know, one more pop, so to speak, there.
BSCL, CR10, LMNT.
So it's gonna need a candle break above 244 here on GME or CCLD. So this was a great, you know, obviously, you know, short here on CCLD when we left it last time there. And then it reversed finally back up. And we'll see if it gets, you can see these are all wicks into this line. So you need a candle break here, and then we should be able to see that nice new high of the day. Got 40 seconds on this candle on NQ. Wait for the next candle at this point.
SHCL. CR10, LMNT. SOL. OB, OB. TRU. Westby, TTOL, TTOL.
By the way, cost got down to the 500 EMA and it's bouncing on up pretty okay there. So good area to keep our eyes on. Costs. Bulls are starting to spark back in a little bit here on NQ again. So be on the lookout. It could be at 11 a.m. ripper here.
OXS, OXS LPI, OXSH, OXSQ. GL.
Overall market still holding green, so not too shabby.
SOL. SFIX, SFIX, SFIX. OIDR. BLNK. HLM. GLG, PRM.
They've got 2 minutes left on the NQ candle. I would personally wait for the next one because right now it's showing as a dojo in the Higanashi. So the next candle, depending on how it closes, if the next candle opens above the 18,292, this will be moving back on up nicely.
Watch BSF. There, ELDN, BCYT. PRM. AGN. LPSM. LMNT.
Yeah, less than a minute right now on this candle. Next candle, depending on how this is looking, it looks like it's going to be a higher low and a higher high coming up. 18,300 testing. This is the area that bulls are looking to break. 18,300 is going to be in the bullish zone here, even more. So that's good. Looking great. Bouncing nicely off the trend line there. Great support at 200, like I said. And look at that. Beautiful, nice higher low. And most likely it's going to try to hit that higher high towards that 18,317 line still at the pink deadline. Just got to trust the process, folks. And make sure that the probability rate is high in your favor. Don't take that 50-50 stuff where you buy between support and resistance, or you short between short support and resistance. So now you want to see the next new candle. Here we are, brand new candle. We have definitely opened up higher than the VWAP 18, to 91.2 line there. So now you got 18,300 here to see it become support and then continue the higher lows to a higher high.
LMNT.
RSI did also curl up now. So, all right, pretty easy day. Nice step-by-step day. If you're following along nicely, then you should be in the green this morning. Not a crazy day, but so far so good.
Best. Rock. XPLM. Jeff. Jeff.
We got about 9 more minutes to 11 a.m. Rubber dead time.
RCH. SGH. LMNT. YS. LG. KMT.
Okay, we got 2 minutes left on this candle on NQ, still higher lows, just having that 18,300 is the area where the bulls are gonna need to become support here next.
And yes. Yes. BCFD, BCFD. LL. AMT.
50 seconds to go on this candle NQ. CCLD, watch for that 244 candle break line. It is starting to still, you still got a shot for that lower high line to break out into a new high of the day here on CCLD.
Yeah. WGS. Yeah. Jack.
A brand new candle here on NQ. Now go ahead and adjust that line here one more time. I think we're getting pretty near to this breakout line here.
REF. BCTR. PRN. AMT. TRUB. BCTR. GTLB. NOAA. NOAA. CWBF. CSIQ. SCYM. Freedom. TRUB. FDRR. XPOM. PRM. EHUM. SSYS. Yelp. Jet. ELL. OB. SLG. BIRT. CCRM. AMA. Court.
Hey, we got about 2 minutes left on this candle on NQ. We got 11 a.m. coming up in 3 minutes, folks. So let's make the most out of it here. Starting to wedge out again at 18,300 on NQ. We'll still need to see that pink deadline. Still getting rejected at the 18,300 line right now. It's a fight.
And yes. BCA. Yeah. SCOF. No. Yes.
Okay, guys, we got 10 seconds here till 11 a.m. Right now, NQ still holding the VWAP. This is a good area to keep our eyes on to see if it's going to bounce or not. But either way, it is 11 a.m. So let's go ahead and call it a day here. I'm going to get off the mic, but overall, pretty decent day for Monday, starting off the week here. I would still watch NQ here for that potential touch to the pink deadline, just because the bulls just did not get their pink deadline yet. So right now it's still fighting here between support and resistance. So let's keep a close eye on it. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Again, starting from this week, we are going to be on Zoom. So make sure you guys are getting on Zoom for our live sessions. All right. Have a blessed day, everybody. Take care.